Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Drez coming at you with the Batman v Superman movie review. All right, so let's get right into it. If you want to talk about a movie, we got to talk about directing. Now, Zack Snyder, some degree, some disagree about Man of Steel. I personally like Man of Steel. I think it pretty much lines right up along with Batman v Superman. So you kind of knew what you were getting. So, far as his directing with this movie, there was a lot of plot holes. Everybody says that, we all can sort of watch the 2.5 hour debacle and see that. But at the same time, it's a comic book movie. So there's going to be a lot of things that happen just, out of coincidence and circumstance. And, oh, what do you know? I just happened to find, the item I needed right when I needed it, sort of deal. And we get that with every comic book movie. I mean, we can go through Marvel movies and get that same thing. So I don't really want to back too hard on Zack Snyder for having plot holes in this movie. You can go on YouTube right now and find a lot of movie channels that do that, plot holes in movies and stuff like that. So we can accept that. So that being said, let's talk about the characters. Now, the character that I like the most in this movie is a mixture between Batman, because Ben Affleck is the very best cinematic Batman we've ever had. On screen, there's no comparison. I'm sorry. Ben Affleck, hands down. The fighting was better choreographed than any Batman movie we've ever seen. Shout out to Christopher Nolan and, what he did with The Dark Knight and all that. But this Batman is way, way better than Christian Bale was. Now, far as his Bruce Wayne, no, yeah, I can believe that. He was dark and tortured. I guess that's what direction they wanted him to go for. You know what I mean? I guess, Christian Bale was more suave, and this Batman was more older and broken down, I guess. So I like that. I like Ben Affleck as Batman. Can't wait to see his movies that he's going to come out with, as far as like solo Batman. Good job, Ben. Now, as far as Superman, like he's kind of dry, I guess you could say. We've seen that in Man of Steel, though. We can't be surprised. If you like Man of Steel, you like what he did in there, you're gonna like what he did in Batman v Superman. It's literally the same character. He doesn't evolve. He gets a little more darker. I mean, I've never seen serial killer Superman. It's a certain scene in there, spoilers, when he says, I gotta go talk to Batman. If not, I can't get him to agree with me, then he must die. I was like, whoa, who the hell is this guy? Isn't Superman supposed to be like the DC version of Captain America? Just all about good and stuff like that. And this guy is literally killing people. So if that's the tone they're going for, hey, who am I? So I would say Henry Cavill, he's a good Superman. We shouldn't have any problem with him as far as in the future, because we know we're going to get. Now, one character that really, just grabbed my eye, popped right out of the screen, and I think anybody would agree would be Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot, when she was cast, people, had a lot of say on social media. And I think that she basically proved everybody wrong. Because in that last fight scene, again, spoiler alert, when they were fighting Doomsday, to me, she was the best fighter. And Zack Snyder, when he had an interview, he said she's the best fighter in the DC cinematic universe, or whatever they're calling it. And she proved that. When she smiled as she was getting hit by Doomsday, she smiled and grabbed a sword and got back up. And the whole theater, just was like laughing and going crazy, because that was so badass. It wasn't so much a smile as like a smirk, like, oh, okay, I like this. And yeah, so Gal Gadot, even without the fighting scenes, of course, she's a beautiful, talented actress. So, that was a very pleasant surprise to see her really embrace that character. And I for one, am looking forward to the solo Wonder Woman movie. I think that's going to be a great movie. And so far as like Jesse Eisenberg, his Lex Luthor was a little bit Dark Knighty-ish, if that's a word, if I could just invent a word. Uh, I think somewhere along the line he started watching different comic book movies and thinking, what am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to be? And he started watching Dark Knight and sort of incorporated some of that Joker personality into his Lex Luthor. And I don't know. I think it was hit or miss. Some scenes he really did good. I can't just rag on him completely, but sometimes he just had a lot of. If you watch The Dark Knight and you watch his performance side by side, it's literally he's almost imitating, with The Dark Knight, the Joker was in there, what Heath Ledger did with all the like ticks and the just weird little, I don't know, but I guess he can do better. I mean, you can't change him now, you know what I mean? So I hope he watches it, sees some of the criticisms, and sort of tones it down a little bit, because he's supposed to be almost dark and calculated, sort of a menacing without being crazy sort of character. And I think in this movie he just went a little bit over the top with that. Now, all in all, you know, Batman v Superman, it's not the worst movie. It's not the greatest comic book movie, but at the same time, everybody ragging on it for plot holes got to understand this is a comic book movie. So the action is great. It's a little bit too much talky. You can, you know, take out some scenes here or there that would shorten the time, but all in all, I would give it a 7.5 out of 10. Now, that's not the worst score. That's not the best score. Like I said from the beginning of the video, you have seen worse. We have seen Fantastic Four. We have seen, you know, all types of movies with all this, you know, hoopla that didn't live up to it. This actually did. I've seen it 4 times myself. So if you want to leave some comments down there in the comment section, let me know what you think. Did I get anything wrong? Am I crazy? You know what I'm saying? Because I think this was a great movie to start off their cinematic universe. Everybody wants to compare it to Marvel. Well, Marvel been doing this for a decade. We gotta understand Marvel's been doing this for a long time, and their Civil War movie is a cultivation of 10 years of us being, you know, invested in these characters. DC is just starting their journey. So let's just give them, you know, time to get started, get the ball rolling. It's like a train, you know, got to pick up the momentum. We'll let them do that because if you go back and watch, you know, certain Marvel movies, although none of them were terrible, all of them aren't on par with, let's say, you know, Captain America: Winter Soldier, which was a great movie. You know, all of them are not on par like that. So let's just give DC a chance. Let them build their momentum. I think this was a great start. But hey, if you disagree, let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video, you know, so I can make more in the future. Again, this is your boy Dreads. I'm going to be coming at you with more movie reviews in the future. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch your ass somewhere in the universe.